Hello Virgos and welcome back to my channel. This is Awaken Healings with Jess. I'm here to bring you your general forecast for December. Can you believe we are already in December? The end of the year. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this year has flown by for me. Was it challenging? Yes. Was there a lot of teaching moments? Yes. But I think we can all say that we are better people for going through what we went through this year. 2020 has been a catalyst year. It's been a change agent year. It was meant to crack us open, break us open, and really just sort of test our mettle, right? And we're getting through it. We've gotten through the majority of the year, and we're still pushing through. So without much further ado, let's get started. I'm using the Rebel Goddess Oracle to kick us off. There's just a lot of feminine energy that I'm feeling right now in the collective. We had a beautiful, powerful full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini a few days ago. That was on the 30th of November. Gemini is represented by the twins. It's air sign, air energy, communication. So I feel like there was a lot of focus on relationships. Sorry, I have an air filter or like an air purifier and it sounds like it's hissing at me. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, let's get started. So, yes, just a lot of focus on relationships, a lot of focus on communication, speaking your truth, being able to receive other people's truths, right? Because communication is a two-way street. We need to be able to open those lines of communication to have that dialogue. And I feel like with, Libra season in October, last month was Scorpio season, we had Libra, so that's correcting the imbalances of justice, exacting justice, saying, hey, I don't like the way you're treating me. This isn't working for me. We're going to have to fix this, and eliminating what needs to be eliminated. November was Scorpio season, all about karma, letting that karma play out. People learning the lessons that they need to learn. And the universe took care of that. It's not about us to exact karma onto someone. It's just up to us to stand our ground, speak our truth, walk away. And if we were victimized, well, the universe has an interesting way of balancing out that karma. But if you are the person creating the karma, well, then it's time for us to learn some lessons, right? So for December, we're in Sagittarius season. So right now, the sun is in Sagittarius, the position of Sagittarius. Fire energy, all about creation, motivation, action. So I felt like the month of November had a bit of a stagnancy associated with it. There was like a 2-week period where things were just sort of on hold. We also had a Mercury retrograde back then. Did we? Yeah. No, it ended. It ended on the 3rd of November. So it had a bit of shadow aspect to that. There was something else that was going on in November that's pretty poignant with the 1111 portal. So it was big energy, with karma, with Scorpio. Yeah, you just sort of had to let it ride. Let all that ride out. And now it's like, all right, all that's cleared out. Let's take action. Let's move forward. Let's start planning our lives. All right. So-and-so's gone and now I'm available. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of transition going on, and it's really time to just start planning our future, thinking about what we want to call in. What do we want to do in 2021? What do we want to do differently? So first oracle card that's coming in for you is Power of Attraction in reverse. Yes. I feel like there's a bit of blockages going on, but I love this. Look at that. Upright. Power of attraction. I feel like this is law of attraction. This is manifesting. So I feel like Virgos, this is about you guys getting clear with the universe about what it is that you're trying to call in. What do you want? What do you want in this next cycle? This is a do-over. Again, 2020 was a big tower moment. Things that no longer served us were wiped out. Our old way of life was wiped out. we have a new setup, a new way of conducting our lives, conducting business, engaging with people. Yeah? So, I feel like the reason why it's just coming in reverse is because our old methods and tactics aren't going to work. It's time for us to look at ourselves in the mirror and understand our weaknesses, understand our blockages, and approach the situation from a new perspective, which means shifting your point of attraction. Okay? I feel like this is going to require some spiritual advancement, spiritual up-leveling as well. All right? Up next, you have she feels and she knows coming in reverse. Virgo, I feel like some of you guys are just in your feels right now. You know? Yeah. Really getting in touch with your inner feelings, because that's what's going to bring inspiration. Again, this is coming in reverse. You have a lot of reversals coming in right now, Virgo. So I get the sense that maybe some of you are having a hard time adjusting to the new way of showing up. You know, I feel like maybe some of you are just sort of struggling with just like the newness of the situation. I'm just trying, sorry, I'm playing with the light here. It's kind of in my eyes. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, there's just I feel like you guys are doing your Virgo thing. Bottom line, since all these are reversals, this is, you know, this is about you guys turning within. I feel like you guys are doing your hermit thing. Going within, taking a moment of solitude, a pause, some timeouts. But I do see and feel that you are, you know, alone with your feelings. And that's okay. That's actually a really healthy place to be in, so long as you're not bottling up your feelings. As long as you're feeling your way through the situation, you're expressing your emotions, there is a healthy outlet to create an emotional release. But if you're bottling those emotions, and if you're shutting down, and if you're doing the hermit thing of no, don't touch me, don't talk to me, I'm not talking to you, I'm ghosting everyone, that's a problem. That's something that's unhealthy. And usually when you're doing that, it's coming from a place of self-defense. So it's a self-defense mechanism to ensure that you don't experience woundedness or get hurt. So let's clarify with what we have with the tarot. I'm using the Tarot de la Nuit. And when I was doing your pre-card shuffle, the Six of Cups came out. Soulmate energy. I feel like some of you may be reflecting on the past, which means I think some of you are feeling nostalgic. That could explain why you're feeling introverted, turning within. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think you're looking back at the past and yeah, you are. You're completing a cycle. This is the Angel de la Nuit. This is experiencing a dark night of the soul, but it's in reverse, so you're coming out of it. Yes. So your last reading in November, I believe Virgo, was you guys who had a dark night of the soul in November. So you might want to check out that reading as well, just to see if there's any clarifiers coming in for you. And, you know, this may be a continuation of sorts. But yes, so it looks like you're coming out of a dark night of the soul, which explains why there's a lot of introversion, introspection, solitude, energy coming out. Yeah. So I feel like you're doing your shadow work. You took some time to reflect, to meditate, to hopefully journal, to hopefully work out some of that angst. I feel like that is, okay, when you're going through the dark night of the soul, that is karma. I feel like that is karma wrapping up. It's sort of coming to its natural conclusion. You had the climax, the big explosion, and it's like, okay, I've been cracked open. What the hell am I going to do with this? You have to feel your way out of it. Yeah, you have to understand why that situation fell apart, why, or the situations fell apart, right? What was the lessons behind that? What did you need to learn in order to start a new cycle, to successfully start a new cycle and not repeat karma? Yeah? Okay, so up next you do have the Eight of Cups in reverse. This is you walking away from a painful situation. Yeah, moving towards something that's a bit more fulfilling. You have the Page of Cups coming in reverse. I feel like this is pulling back your cup of love. I feel like we have the ending of a relationship here. Yeah, with the dark night of the soul happening, there is a separation with the Eight of Cups. Walking away. And you're taking your cup with you. Your heart. Your feelings. You're pulling that back. So this is in the past. All right. So I'm doing this a little bit differently. Usually, lately I've been using more of like an overview view of my table, so that way you can see how the cards are coming out. So let me know what you prefer. If you prefer to have me talk you through it, if you prefer to see the cards, overhead. But anyway, we just got through your past. So in your past situation, yes, there was an ending of sorts. There was a breakup. I feel like this was a pretty significant breakup. This is soulmate energy. I feel like this was a significant relationship in your life. Someone important. But you are reflecting on the past. So, again, with your reading, we had the Six of Cups come through. Nostalgia, soulmate energy. So this, whoever I'm connecting with, you're in separation. And you're reflecting upon the good times, the bad times. But I'm hoping that you're reflecting upon is the lessons. What happened? What did you do to contribute to the separation? What did they do to contribute to the separation? How can you be a better person having gone through that experience, right? Oh, interesting. Yes, we do see some soul expansion going on. Yeah, we have Knight of Swords in reverse, so no communication. Okay. Knight of Cups is coming in, though. I feel like, Virgo, you're getting ready to offer your cup of love. So this is interesting. So we have the Two of Wands coming in. This is your present energy. When the Two of Wands reverse comes in, this is you turning within to get clear about what you desire, what you want. This is your dreams. This is creative energy. This is expansion. So what do you want for yourself in this next cycle? Because this dark night of the soul is bringing you soul expansion, right? So you've already been through that. It's bringing you soul expansion. And this dark night of the soul brought you a breakup. Because up next in your present position is the Knight of Swords. No communication right now. Incommunicado. And we talked about that at the beginning of the reading, where I said some of you Virgos may be hermiting to the point where you're ghosting. It may come across as ghosting to your cross watcher or to your significant other or whomever the other party is involved that's on the receiving end. But what you're doing is you're meditating, pulling back communication, really trying to get clear with your thoughts, because you don't really have clarity just yet. There's some things that you're still working out on the mental plane. What you are thinking about doing is offering this cup of love, because we've got the Knight of Cups coming in too. Perhaps this could be someone coming into your life, Virgo, to offer their cup of love to you. I get the sense that you may not just be quite ready to receive that. Because we do have this Knight of Swords in reverse. That is you, quiet. That is you, not really active on social media. You're texting, not so much. I feel like you're receiving the text, but you're not actively responding. Or if you are, it's going to take you a few days to give a 1 or 2 word response, something really, just really lame. you know. I don't think your other person appreciates that, but it's what you're doing. Yeah. You could be dealing with a water sign. You know, we have the Knight of Cups. This is Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Perhaps there's an air sign involved. We've got a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Page of Cups up here. Yeah, so this is interesting. I'm going to take a look at this. So in your future column with inspiration, so let's take a look at this again. So we had the Page of Cups in reverse, clarifying this inspiration in reverse. So there's something blocked, right? There's something that's a bit stuck. And you had to go through this dark night of the soul to really understand the loss, what it is that you lost. What did you sacrifice? What did you give up? And why? Why did that happen? Why did that have to go away? And I feel like this is bringing the clarity, perhaps opening yourself up to new love again. It's a possibility, because we have a Page in reverse to a Knight upright. Progress, progression, growth. Yeah? And we're seeing that through this kind of this period of solitude. We've got the Two of Wands, which is expansion internally. You being incommunicado, quiet, hermiting. Perhaps considering the possibility of new love. Again, either you're preparing to offer your cup of love to someone, or someone is preparing to offer their cup of love to you, right? Yeah, so take that how it resonates. So let's take a look at your future row. What is coming in for Virgo? What do we have for Virgo? While I'm shuffling, if you're interested, I have recently opened an Etsy shop. It's called Awaken Healings, just like my YouTube channel. I specialize in handcrafted salt blends. So for those of you who are interested in cleansing your auric field, balancing yourself, interested in improving your spiritual hygiene game, check out my site. I do have some really nice salt blends that I put together, all natural, 100% organic. I do include grapeseed oil, jojoba oils, you know, to moisturize the skin. And then I use essential oils to just sort of create relaxation, create clarity, you know, just help with the senses. So just something to think about. I know Virgos, you guys like to spend a lot of time on your own. So a nice healing salt bath may be just the ticket for you guys. Ha, you guys came out. Hermit. And also, if you're interested in working with me in session, awakenhealings.org is my website. All of my contact information is in the details, in the detail box below. So check that out. Okay, so what do we have coming in for Virgo? Coming in for Virgo. Yeah, we have 8 of Wands in reverse. No communication. Being a bit quiet. Taking some time out, you know. So this is your past. Let me show it this way. Yeah, this is your past column. Upright. This is the far left over here. Start out with the Angel de la Nuit, Dark Night of the Soul. 2 of Wands in reverse, and then the 8 of Wands in reverse. A lot of reversals, introspection, hermiting, no communication. I do get the sense that you pulled back, that you have pulled back, you know, because in your present position, in your future column, this is an option you're considering, but you're not taking action on this. With the 8 of Wands in reverse, you're not actively going to reach out and tell your person how you feel. This is right now not a thing, because we're seeing up next you hermiting, just you guys doing you, being on your own, being independent, solitary. You know, I think you're taking a time out, you know, and again, on the receiving end of your silence, Virgo, it can come across like you're ghosting. I don't think you realize the magnitude of your silence. You know, I don't think you realize the magnitude of maybe your shortness on text or communication. You know what I mean? So maybe that's just something to sort of consider and be a little bit more cognizant of. But yeah, you're pondering. There's some confusion here with the Ace of Swords in reverse. There's something that you're trying to work out. You just don't know. I think you just don't know how you feel about this person, but how you feel about love. I don't know if you are, there's something that you're working out. You love this person. There is love. There's affection here, right? There's affection, and this would not, the Knight of Cups would not be in the upright if it wasn't, but you are definitely taking a time out to pause, reflect, and to get your thoughts straight about how you feel about this person. What do you want to say? And I feel like you're struggling with how you're going to express your emotions, how you're going to deal with being vulnerable. Because we have this Eight of Wands in reverse, passionate communication. Reverse means no love messages being sent back and forth, none of that. But you're stuck in your thoughts. There's some confusion. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers with the inverted tarot. I want to know more about this confusion. Please clarify the Ace of Swords, please. Ace of Swords. Yeah, you feel burdened. Ace of Swords came out with the Ten of Wands. But the Ten of Wands clarifying that. Feeling burdened, feeling stuck. Don't know what to say, don't know what to think. And this is on the Knight of Cups. Wish I could show this to you. I think I'm gonna go back to the overall view. That way I can show you exactly what I'm seeing. But yes, you are definitely feeling stuck about what to say to this. Just a minute, I feel like there's some disturbance outside. 1 second. Sorry guys, it's just I live in a big city. There's a lot of foot traffic downstairs, and sometimes some nefarious characters do tend to pass by, and I heard some banging and thumping up against the front side of my house. So I didn't see anybody. I heard talking, couldn't see what was going on, but I'm gonna assume all is well. So, okay. Why is Virgo burdened? So you know you're burdened with how you want to express yourself, and you're just not sure what you want to say. Just one more on this Ten of Wands, please. Just one more on this Ten of Wands. The Emperor in reverse. Yeah, you're not feeling grounded. You're not really feeling yourself. You're feeling outside of your element, out of control. And Virgos, I know that's one thing that you appreciate is control. So let's clarify. Let's see if we can get some clarification on this Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, please. Well, it's interesting. Clarifying the Knight of Cups is the Eight of Wands. So you want to talk to them, but you don't know what to say. So we have the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Wands reversed, right? Eight of Wands upright. You want to say something, but you're not going to. There's something that's burdening you. You're feeling unsure of yourself. I'm gonna move this out to the side. You're feeling unsure about yourself. You're feeling out of sorts, out of your element. So it's no wonder that you're taking this time to just chill. You know what I mean? To just regroup, breathe, catch your breath. You know, I do get the sense that I feel like the holidays could also be putting pressure on you, you know, because the holidays tend to do that, especially with like new relationships, because there's always that weird expectation of, do I invite them to this party? Do I get a gift? Blah, 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 blah. Families, yes, it's a thing. I get the sense, Virgo, you're going to sit this out until after the new year. And I think, quite frankly, in January, you may start to revisit this, you know, or yeah, because there is no communication here. You are stuck. You're like, do I not, blah, blah, blah. I feel like there's a bit of analysis paralysis going on in your mind's eye with this situation. One more. Let's see if there's just anything else that can come out about, you know, what's really going on. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're struggling for the words, and you want to find language to communicate that's unemotional. I don't think you're interested in lovey-dovey. I think you're interested in clearing the air with what happened with whomever you're thinking about with the Six of Cups, right? Because Six of Cups is soulmate energy. Yeah. And I feel like there's things that need to be said to this person, and vice versa. I feel like this person wants an opportunity to speak to you, Virgo. I really do. I'm going to put this on the Six of Cups. So yes, I do feel that a conversation needs to take place, but you're taking your time. I feel like you're the one controlling the communication here, the lack of, because I think even if they text you, you're like, whoa, I'll respond in a day and a half. Trying to slow that down, right? Which is what you're doing with this Eight of Wands. You're slowing it down, making it almost non-existent, you know, with the Knight of Swords too. This is not talking right now. We're hermiting. Again, hermiting. Yeah? Okay. Interesting. Nothing wrong with that. Get clear. Get grounded. Feel better. Going through the dark night of the soul is not an easy thing. It's not. It's very eye-opening. It's meant to crack you open and to expand you and to push you out of your comfort zone. And sometimes Virgos don't like to be pushed out of their comfort zone. But in this regard, I feel like with this relationship, if you want this to work, because there is love here, there is love and passion here with this Knight of Cups and the Eight of Wands, there's passion here. You know it's worth it, Virgo. And that's what's making this so hard. Because if you didn't care about this person, you would not be going through this. What do I do? What do I say? Oh my God, you know, this tug of war with the heart, this war of words. What do I want to say to them? Because you're thinking about them. They are on your mind with the Six of Cups. They are on your mind. If they weren't, you'd be gone. It wouldn't even be a thing, right? Okay, so Virgos, let's go ahead and pull from the Sacred Earth Oracle and see what messages are coming out for you all. So I'm going to pull from the Sacred Earth, and then I'm going to pull from the El Key Oracle deck. This is a brand new oracle that I just received and I love. It has a lot of really nice feminine energy associated with it. So again, I'm just feeling that December, especially right now, it is about the divine feminine, you know? There's just a softness, but a boldness associated with it. You know what I mean? So just not taking crap from anyone, but loving yourself, putting yourself first. And that's exactly what you're doing, Virgo. You are putting yourself first with this isolation, with this introversion that's going on here. And that's not a bad thing. That is a very, very good thing to be doing. But yeah, and sometimes the holidays is kind of a nice time to do that, you know. Stay away from the hustle and bustle and just, you know, order some great takeout, watch some great movies on TV, cook, bake, soak in a nice healing salt bath. Again, I'll show you my salt blends. They're really beautiful. But yeah, so sacred earth, partners in reverse. Going it alone. Going it alone. Taking this time to be on your own, you know, and dependability reversed. Depending on yourself, not so much depending on others, and being less available for others. This is isolation. This is self-love, self-care. Absolutely. So this is perfect, you know, and again, this is a perfect time to do it. It's the end of the year. This is something that I kind of do at the end of the year for New Year's. I'm not a New Year's person, but the 31st for me, I do all of this. I journal, I set my intentions, I do a nice healing salt bath. I may sit outside, you know, commune with nature. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's a clear night here in the big city and we can see the moon, things like that. So I just really center and ground myself in preparation for the new year. So that's just me. That's sort of my ritual. I am I'm similar to a Virgo. I'm a Pisces, but I do appreciate my alone time. So here's a sample of the salt blends that I am offering. This is a lavender blend. It's pure lavender with dried bits of lavender flower. This is sea salt and Himalayan salt as well. So check that out on my Etsy shop if you're interested. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blends and I love them. So anyway, let's go ahead and close with El Key. This is the El Key Oracle deck. And it features various women, and each woman represents a set of characteristics. And I'm going to go ahead and read you the message from the books because messages are awesome. They really are. So Virgo, I hope you guys are doing well and enjoyed this eclipse season. We just finished the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. We have a solar eclipse, a new moon in Sagittarius happening in the middle of the month. And then we have the winter solstice occurring on the 21st of December. So lots of astrological activity taking place. And for your oracle, you received Kamala. She who emerges, enlightenment, mindfulness, and rise up. Yeah, so let me get the message for Kamala. Okay, this is gonna be a little tricky to read, so let me do it this way. So Kamala, she who emerges, is the physical embodiment of the lotus. With her feet sunk firmly into the mud, she rises up, clean and pure, like the lotus. From her hands, the lotus blossom tumbles back into the muck where it will regenerate once again. Kamala's gaze is on the flower held aloft in her hands. In the lesson of mindfulness, we learn to give our complete focus to one thing at a time. Her enlightenment comes when Kamala realizes that, like the lotus in her hand, she too will eventually return to the womb of the earth. Living a thoughtful life takes full engagement of self. The message of this card is to become present. The future and the past are neither here nor there. Imagine yourself to be a sacred lotus rising from the mud. Know the value of your growth as you emerge into the person you are meant to be. Worrying about what is to come withers you. Regret over what has been diminishes you. Open to being born into this moment. Open to being born into this moment. Follow a deep breath into your body. Feel how the air permeates your being. Enlightenment comes as you become known to this present moment. Here are some questions to think about. How do I feel right now? What is the value of me being present? And how can I cultivate more mindfulness? Yeah, I like that. I feel like that's all about rebirth, regeneration. You know, being born out of the muck and yuck to produce this beautiful flower of, again, rebirth and regeneration, renewal. And then as it withers, it returns back to the earth to do it all over again. But I like the message that, you know, our time here on earth is temporary, so make the best out of it. And just focus on you. But there's a lot of earth energy here. It's about mindfulness, rising up, and enlightenment. Okay, Virgos, so that is all I have for you. I hope this video resonated. Please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed and check out my website. We'll see you soon. Take care. Love you all. Bye.